All right. So you know how I did a shaving video a while back? I'm gonna tie my tie for you guys this morning. Sunday morning, we've got our Sunday dress on, and well, not a Sunday dress. I got my Sunday pants and my best dress. What the heck? Let's get on with this. So many of you have probably seen many different ways to tie a tie, many different ways to wear a tie. I'm gonna show you the Mr. Chrome way of wearing a tie. This is the way my dad showed me, and it's the way I'm sticking with. Because this way does not let your tie sit nice and loose on your neck. It actually looks nice and flush and doesn't choke you out. Observe. So I'm filming it this way because I don't want you guys to be looking at me and go, how do I do that from your perspective? You're gonna do it from my perspective because we're gonna do this together. So let's do it together. The first thing I like to do is take the shorter piece and I try to aim this somewhere on my belt or somewhere below you want it on the belt somewhere. And if you tie it and this piece is too short or too long, like you want the bottom of the bigger piece, the tip right here, you want it to be just on your belt buckle. Just right there. And if you can't get it perfect, you can keep retying it until you get it right. Or if you're not so OCD like me, tie it and have it as is. But I'm gonna try to do this the perfectionist way. First thing I do is I take the top piece, the bigger half, and cross it over. I leave just a little bit of a space right below the button so I have enough room to get the knot in there. So you have your knot here. Big piece goes over the small piece, or the longer length goes over the shorter length. And then you're gonna come from underneath. See how we're doing this? Come from underneath, just like that, and pull it through. Now, if my dad ever watches this, I apologize if I'm not tying this exactly how you showed me, but this is the way I feel was the best way that I got the hang of, and it kept the tie knot in a perfect triangle. And that's what you're aiming for. You want almost a perfect triangle, if not a really slick triangle. And every time you pull the long piece back down, you want it to be able to fit right in front of that shorter length perfectly. You don't want it to look a little weird or maybe a little off-centered. You want it to almost fit perfectly. So now that you got that first part done, now you're going to do it again. Only this time you're going to come around, wrap it around. So this is the hard part. You need to come wrap it around. Take it from here, wrap it around the back part, and then you're going to push it back through here. Let's watch that again. So take this part, you're coming from here, take this part, wrap it back around. I'm pretty sure there's like a rabbit hole or type poem you can use to memorize this, but I personally get the best education when I'm doing it by hand alongside someone else. So you see how that now this is facing that way? This loop is now facing towards the mirror. That's where you want to be at when you go for your last loop. Most people call this the double Windsor or whatever. I simply just call this the proper way to tie a flip and tie. So look how beautiful that triangle looks. Look how nice and straight that is when it comes to the tie itself. Now for the last part. Now you've got that part. Now here comes your last part. You're going to come one more time. You're basically going to take it again one more time. Only this time you're going backwards. You're coming back up through here. So rather than having it facing this way, you're going to take this again, take it up, and rather than going backwards and unwrapping it, you're going to go forwards like this and come up from behind the loop. See? We're up from behind the loop. I'll unwrap this to show you again. Watch this over and over again if you need to. Get it right so you're wearing your tie properly. If you need to, go back and watch this to the first part again because this is the vital part. You need to get this part right if you want the tie to look good. We're coming around the front this time, just like this. Now here's the confusing part. Well, where does this go? So we're coming from underneath the loop this time. Underneath the loop. And then you pull it out. Just like that. I'm holding this because it's about to go through here. So you get it to this point, and now you stick it through that loop. And don't pull it tight just yet. You want to get it nice and smooth. Grab a hold of this down here and kind of just fill around to make your tie look nice. Fill around a little bit. And now you can pull your tie through. Ooh, look how nice that looks. So wherever this tie is sitting right now, like when you hold it up without tightening the tie, if you hold it up, wherever this tip is sitting is where your tie is going to sit, period, for the whole day. So I can tighten that up. Oh, and look. So that shorter piece is now coming out too far down. This is too far down. Now you can use it this way because you're technically, the larger part is already level with the buckle. But if you flip your collar down and you go, well, why don't you just loosen it up like that? Or try to make it so it kind of blends in like that. We don't want this loose. You don't want this loose. You don't want your tie to look like this, or you want the darn thing flush. You don't want your collar to be exposed at all right? We're not rockability here. We're wearing church clothes, where we're going to church. Be presentable. Sync it up so that your collar and your tie look very flush and proper. Now I almost got it, so I almost have it. It's just right there. I'm gonna retie this, but in the event that you don't feel like you want to retie it, here's a simple solution. I do not recommend you do this, but if you really feel like you don't want to retie it, this is the best solution possible. No one will ever see it. No one will ever know that you stuffed the back of your tie into your shirt, and it looks flawless. If you need to see that again, go ahead and rewind it. But yep, and if, like I said, I'm gonna retie this because I like to have my tie perfect. I want my short piece to be flush with my longer piece. But that's it. That's how you tie a tie. Not that hard, not that difficult. Watch it over and over again if you need to. This is Mr. Chrome's tutorial on tying a tie and how to wear it properly. See you at church.